Hey dreamer, welcome to the Cosmo. In this video, I'm bringing along on my hotel stay at the Cosmopolitan in Las Vegas. Now, I have stayed here many times in the past, and I actually have a hotel review and tour on this channel. I'll link it at the end. However, that hotel stay was before MGM took over the control of this property. And I have really been wondering what they've been up to and if they've essentially ruined it, because they keep buying hotels on the strip and kind of piecing them out and stripping them of all of their originality. So I'm here to try it out with you. And so this isn't going to be a typical hotel review that you're going to find on this channel, and you will find a lot. So if you like hotel reviews, then definitely like and subscribe to this channel, because I am always staying someplace new and bringing you along with me. But today I am mainly just trying out all of the different aspects of the hotel and kind of putting them to the test as to whether they're as good as they used to be. So before I started filming, I had brunch at the Wicked Spoon buffet. MGM is pretty notorious for buying hotels and then closing the buffet. They've been closing buffets like crazy down the strip. So I really wanted to know whether or not the Wicked Spoon was still as good, because it used to be amazing. So I paid, it is a Thursday at brunch, I paid $47, and that's really still a great deal in my opinion. They had crab legs, it includes a drink. I had 2 giant iced coffees, and you know, if you come to Vegas a lot, those iced coffees would be $8-10 a piece. So I am feeling very caffeinated and also pretty full and satisfied. I thought in general the value was there for the buffet. I don't think that it had a lot of the whimsical touches that it used to. There was a few individually plated aspects, but not near as many individually plated items as there used to be. Almost everything used to be individually plated. And I mean how it had like its own little saucer container to carry to your table. For example, they had the angry mac and cheese that is by far probably one of the better things on that buffet, but it was in just a big platter, and a lot of people were overlooking it, and you really shouldn't overlook it. It's so good. But I wanted to shout out to a couple of my favorites. I thought the chilled shrimp were really good. The cocktail sauce with it was pretty good, and definitely I think made in house, not bottled. I also really love the gelato. I had a Thai tea gelato and it was really good. My iced coffee was really good, and they gave me a big thing of cream for it. Really enjoyed both glasses of that. And the other shout out was really for the carving meats. I had some beef and pork, and both of them were seasoned and cooked very well, especially considering that it was like later in the day whenever I came. The only thing that has changed with the buffet, so this is change number 1 MGM's put in, is that you now have an hour-and-a-half limit on the buffet. Now, dining alone, that is no problem at all. I can easily be in and out in an hour and a half, but I seen several parties, 2 in fact, right next to me, and I was just in my little section of the buffet being run out at an hour and a half. And so an hour and a half to eat, if you're in like a bigger group and you're kind of chatting and socializing, that is not really enough time to eat at a buffet, especially when there's like so many different like things to try. So keep that in mind if you're going there, that you're going to have to potentially speed up your eating cadence more than what you might normally. Still though, I think it's a great value still, and I would absolutely recommend, and I would go back. So other things that we're going to check out for our stay is, I think I'm going to go to the pool, and the other things that we're going to look at for this video is really just kind of walk around and see if there's many other changes that are noteworthy in the hotel and in the hotel room. I've stayed here a lot, so I am pretty familiar with the way things used to be ran, and I'm hoping that I have just as good as of an experience because Google, you guys, is saying that service has went down. Now, the Cosmo has tens of thousands of amazing reviews, 75,000 at the time of this video. So its rating on maps is not going to change anytime soon. And people are giving it 5 stars, but the service section of that, if you look closely, has went down. People are consistently rating service 4, 3, 2 stars when they're giving the rest of the property and the location 5 stars. I'm looking at you, MGM. I'm afraid that's probably your guys' fault. I will say that at the buffet, people were kind of rude. So I don't know. I've never experienced that in the past at the Cosmo, and I'm hoping that that's not the experience that I'm going to have today throughout. I'm excited to bring you guys along. I'm going to try to go get checked in now. It's roughly 2:30 or so, but I'm afraid I'm gonna have to wait in line. I've never waited in line to check in here at the Cosmo before, and I've come on weekends, I've come in prime time, and I've never waited behind maybe more than 2 to 3 people. Well, whenever I walked in the doors today, they had a very long line already, like stretched out, like anticipation for like check-in, and there was, I don't know, probably 10 people deep in that line at like early morning hours. And so I'm kind of concerned what it's going to look like now, but we better get going because we have a long and fun stay ahead of us. Glad to have you here, Dreamer. Let's go. And just like that, we are up in our suite at the Cosmo. Now, it took about 15-20 minutes to check in. Not terrible, but also longer than I've ever waited before. But now I thought that we would go over the room. Now, let's just talk that in general, it's actually very, very close to the same old Cosmo. I mean, this is still an absolutely stunning room. It's still big. You still have an amazing little terrace out there. I got a room overlooking the pool and the views are pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. And there are some like highlights in the room. I did get the slippers that I, always get here. And I have a fridge along with like a mini bar. They didn't used to have that. So that's fantastic. But there are some changes for the negative, and I thought we'd also go over that. Same old bed, pro, and mini bar, also great. It seems like maybe the same. I'm not going to say that I'm a mini bar connoisseur to really tell you, but the number one differences that you're going to notice are in here. So the bathroom. Sorry for the lighting. Number one, I'm only staying for one night here to kind of check it out, so it's fine, but I only got one vanity kit. Pretty rare. Usually they give you like 4 or 5 of these, and the cost cutting continues is like I only have these like large size bathroom like amenities, like they're the just full size that you can use here. I still have the old travel size soaps and shampoos and bath gels from Cosmo before, and those are some of the best little amenities that you can get in a hotel. I've always loved them. So that's definitely a huge negative. The second huge negative is they have gotten rid of the fancy smancy little iPad that was here in the room that you could use to kind of control the room features and potentially like lighting and services and just had information on it. It's not here anymore. So they've got rid of that as well. Those are really the only 2 budgetary concerns that I've seen. The hallway's pretty dark out there. I got put in the Boulevard Tower this time, which usually they ask you if that's okay. This time they didn't. They just put me in the Boulevard Tower. If you are somebody that this is your first time to the Cosmo, that could greatly affect your experience here. And so I want to talk about the Boulevard Tower versus the Chelsea Tower. First off, your room's going to be about the same depending on where you're staying. So it doesn't actually matter for that. The main difference is the Boulevard Tower is on the front of the hotel and the Chelsea's on the back. So depending on what you're doing, if you're walking to the Aria or downstrip that direction, then it's going to be a huge benefit to get in the Chelsea Tower. Also, if you want the Chelsea pool, which is ever so slightly quieter than the Boulevard pool and just has a different vibe. So if you want the Chelsea pool, you want to stay in the Chelsea Tower. If you want the Boulevard pool, then you should stay in the Boulevard Tower. Also, if you're going to be going like front strip, then the Boulevard Tower is for you. So if you're planning on like walking the strip, Boulevard Tower might be better. Or if you're going to be in the casino a lot, Boulevard Tower would be better. But if you're going to catch Ubers all the time between all the places that you're visiting, then I definitely recommend the Chelsea Tower because it's in the back where the Uber and taxi station is. So definitely a better position there. So hopefully that is like helpful. For me personally, for a one night stay, I actually don't really have a preference either way. It's kind of fun to switch it up. It mainly worth noting because they just didn't ask, and it can obviously greatly affect your stay where you're staying in this giant resort. Also, oh, luggage. I'll be right back. Okay, luggage secured. Really amazing, really nice bellhop. Really, really happy with him. Super friendly and helpful and stuff. So, I have no idea what I was talking about, but it must not have been important because I can't remember. So, we have a couple hours of pool time before it closes. Closes at 6 p.m., which is a tad early, to be honest, but we can still get in a little bit of soak time. So, let's go, and we're gonna check out the Boulevard pool, which honestly, as many times as I've come here, I haven't been to. So excited to see it and experience it. Let's get changed. Good morning, dreamer. I know that I left you yesterday going to the pool, and I did end up at the pool for maybe about an hour and a half. It definitely gets really shady out there at the end of the day, but I really like it. I actually think I like the Boulevard pool, for me personally, more than the Chelsea pool. It kind of has like a lot of different levels and interests to it out there, and I don't know, I just think it just seems like more of an interesting pool to kind of like spend the day. I definitely would go back to the Boulevard pool. Definitely gets overly shady at the end of the day though. But anyway, I completely canceled all my plans yesterday, and I just kind of stayed in the room and worked, and I took a nice long bath in the jetted tub and really just totally like chilled. So it's good that I kind of looked around the hotel yesterday and kind of took in all of the sights, because I'm checking out today and I gotta tell you what else is like new. So the number one thing that I'm kind of sad about is that the dry bar is no more. On the second level, there was like a dry bar right on the walkway that went over the strip. You'd come in and there was like a dry bar there, and now it's going to be a coffee shop, and it's an IV place, and then there's a small convenience store there. So I just think that dry bar was such an amazing addition, mainly because if I wanted to get my hair blown out at the Cosmos salon, it was going to be $130 plus an additional 20% gratuity, which no way. Maybe for a special occasion, but not just like casually whenever you like come. And I would definitely get that done anytime that I was here at the Cosmo, because it was like so fun and affordable. Now, if you want to visit a dry bar, there's one last one in the fashion mall way down on the other side of the strip by like TI. Pretty far away. Whenever you factor in Ubers and stuff, you're probably not doing that well. Other than that, Holstein's is gone. That burger and shake place, it's on the second floor. Now it's like a Mexican spot, and honestly, I love it. The Holstein's was like fine. It was good, but I think with like District 16 and some amazing burgers, like Lardo there has my favorite burger in Las Vegas. I love their burger there. But because Block 16 is there, I don't really think it's like necessary to have Holstein's. And now it's a modern Mexican place and it is gorgeous. I can't wait to go there. It's really, really pretty. It's almost too nice for the second floor. I'm not quite sure if it's the vibe. It almost belongs up on the third floor personally, but glad to see it there regardless. And my favorite restaurant in the Cosmo, China Poblano, which doesn't really get enough attention in my opinion, is still there. So they're still holding out. So that's good. I haven't really noticed a whole lot of other changes, except I did notice that there are a few more little convenience stores scattered around, like just little pop-up places where you can get smokes or a soda or maybe, you know, just a little snack like a candy bar. They are plentiful. They're like everywhere. You can't walk 5 minutes and not see one here in the Cosmo. But overall, service-wise, I haven't necessarily noticed anything. The lady at the front desk yesterday was nice and what I would consider to be like standard front desk service. I've been like texting Rose, which is their like bot system, with like questions, and she's been doing okay also. So I haven't really noticed anything there, and cleanliness and like maintenance seems to be like fairly holding steady. I haven't noticed any real issues with the room. I mean, the Cosmo's getting older, and so there are a few like nicks and stuff there, but cleanliness wise, it seems like it's pretty clean like always. So I'm fairly happy to report that things are mostly the same here. There's like a few changes sliding in like the wrong direction that I'll definitely keep an eye on, and I'll probably do another update a couple years from now just because I'm always staying here and I like to keep updated on hopefully this place continuing to be the best place to stay on the Strip. But I'll keep searching for a new favorite for sure, and I hope you come along on the journey. If you found this video helpful at all, please hit the like button, and I'll be back shortly with another one. Until then, dreamer, bye!